Good evening. Today's broadcast will not be your typical Monday afternoon report. We will not be covering any events that may have happened in the past hour, day, or week. Today's broadcast will be about finally establishing transparency between you, the viewer, and us, all major international news companies. As such, the network has come together and unanimously agreed to denounce a major ethical and moral violation from our part that has gone unnoticed for years. Our reports on global terrorism are completely biased. The criteria for whether or not an attack is worthy of our coverage is its target, not its inflicted damage. This has become evident since 2011. That year, on the 26th of August, the Boko Haram terrorist organization attacked a United Nations building in Abuja, Nigeria, causing 21 fatalities.
The twisted metal, shattered glass and huge hole show the strength of the blast. Witnesses say a car packed with explosives ran through two separate gates, exploding just outside the building's main reception. Damage to the concrete structure is extensive. The number of casualties is high. Ambulances have been bringing victims to nearby hospitals.
The building is not safe.
The UN compound houses about 400 employees and the bulk of its offices in Nigeria.
These buildings house 26 humanitarian entrance family. This was an assault on those who devote their lives to helping others.
Terror in the heart of Paris. Masked and heavily armed, two men entered the building in the centre of the French capital late this morning and began firing. By the time they'd stopped, at least 12 people were dead. Many others were seriously injured. The police were quickly on the scene, only to come under attack themselves. Images posted on social media capture the drama. Eyewitnesses have been describing what they saw.
A neighbour called to warn me that there were armed men in the building and that we had to shut all the doors. And several minutes later, there were several shots heard in the building from automatic.
The Vatican condemning this attack, calling it barbaric.
Yes, the Vatican wasted no time at all putting out a brief statement on behalf of Pope Francis, who is said to be shocked by this particular attack, also because it happened inside a church. And if the reports are true that the priest's throat was slit, that makes it even more alarming. The Pope condemned this as a barbaric attack, and the Vatican wanted to emphasise it's even worse coming from the grief and the concern that we've had in recent weeks after the attack in Nice and the recent attacks in Germany. So certainly very strong words from the Vatican and very concerned that it took place in a place of worship.
We have been ignoring developing countries for far too long. We have been measuring terrorist attacks by GDP rather than brutality. Africa, the Middle East, and other undeveloped regions around the world are targets of terror by default, and the only way to prevent further violence from taking place is increasing global awareness. We, the media, are responsible for this, and we apologize. The network will no longer focus on the target's fame, but on the aggression's severity, and those who suffer the most at the hands of terror will no longer be anonymous. Thank you for staying with us, and have a safe and wonderful day.